guys, it's Amy at Zoe back, and I'm gonna do my September book haul part 1. So let's just say I bought a lot of books. I'm gonna be buying probably more books this the last of this month because I'm going on vacation, and I've already told relatives that if I buy books, because I think I'm going to I'm going to the Brattle, and then I think there's another bookstore really close by my hotel in Boston, and then I'm going to be in Vermont, and there's going to be another bookstore that's in the town that we're staying in. So I'm going to probably pick up some books on vacation. I already know my plan. I'm going to ship them home instead of putting them in my suitcase. I've got a plan. So anyway, so I'm going to do a book haul here of all the stuff I've bought. Yeah, it's pretty much end of August and September, and I kind of went a little crazy, and I think it's just, you know, I have to admit, book buying is very, is my thing to chill me out when I'm stressed out, and I got a little stressed last week with work and stuff, and so I think I was click happy in August, and those showed up, and then there's a couple that I bought online just here and there. I thought, oh, I want it, and I got it, and then some used ones that way as well as some new ones, and then I went and visited pals, which is not something I should do right now, but I did anyway. So anyway, I'm gonna go through these books. So the first one is freebie because my dad, I was visiting my parents last weekend, and I came across, he had 2 copies of The Revenant by Michael Punick. I don't know how you say that. Punk? I don't know. Anyway, so this is the one with the bear, the guy who gets left out in the wood, out in the trappers get left out, and then I think he gets attacked by a bear and stuff. Anyway, so, and then he goes on revenge. Anyway, the point is that I don't know a whole lot about this. I have not seen the movie, but my dad had 2 copies, so he gave me one of them. So, because I was like, you don't need 2 copies. Anyway, then I have 2 books that I ordered off of Marketplace. So I got The United States of Japan by Peter Therese? I don't know how you say his last name. I actually haven't heard that one yet. But this again is one of those alternate history ones. I have yet to read Man in the High Castle. I think that was the name of it, with the Philip K. Dick, which is going to be on my list probably 2019. But anyway, this one kind of me reminded of it because it's Japan won the Second World War, and the U.S. is now under the Emperor of Japan. So I think they have, as I said, they have the mecha kind of things, and warriors and stuff. I don't know. I know there's other books out too, but this is the first one, I think. So I'm kind of excited. I don't know a whole lot. I don't know anybody who's read it, but I've ever since I saw the cover of it quite a while ago, I've been wanting it. So I finally just bought a used copy. And then I don't know whose channel I saw this on, but I can't remember. But it's All That Is Solid Melts Into Air by Darrow McClane? I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about this except it's a Russian one. Oh, I know why I picked it up is because it has to do with, it's like a novel on the time of during the Chernobyl accident. And because I read that Chernobyl Prayer earlier this year, I've been doing a lot of Russian books or picking them up. So this is one of the ones, and this has to do with some of the people who live in that area, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of how their whole lives are changed. And I don't remember where I've heard about this or anything, but I'm really bad. I'm going to start trying to take better notes of where I hear things before I buy stuff, but I got a used copy of it because I couldn't find it at my used bookstore. So, but anyway, I bought it off Marketplace, so I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll do the couple ones I got from Amazon. I got the Lathe of Heaven by Ursula K. Le Guin. I've only read The Dispossessed actually twice because I read it in college and hated it, and then I read it for my book club that I was going to for a while, and I still didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it as much as I hated it when I was younger. So at least that's grown on me. So I do want to read The Left Hand of Darkness, but this is one that sounded really interesting. I saw this on the restricted section. One of them had read this one, and because it has to do with something about his dreams become reality somehow. So it's a small one, and it was on super good sale, so I just bought it. So anyway, and I just want to try a couple more Le Guins before I totally go, that's just not my thing, because the Dispossessed was just like, meh. So anyway, I want to read that one as well. I also picked up The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss. And all I know about this is I really don't know a whole lot about the story, except that somehow it has to do with, you know, literary characters, and it's like they're daughters of, like, again, this is Mary Jekyll and her, you know, and Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and I don't know. I actually didn't look at it back too much. I heard someone talking about it. Actually, I heard about the second one, I think, and I wanted to read this one first. The Monstrous Regiment or something. I don't remember what the... Oh, European Travels for the Monstrous Gentlewoman, which I really kind of want to read, so... But I want to read the first book. So, anyway. It sounds really fun, because it's, you know, Victorian, but it's like... I think I don't even know if it goes towards the fantastical or steampunk or what, but anyway, it sounds good. I want to try that. And then I picked up the Unabridged Diaries of Sylvia Plath. Of all the, I mean, we all read a lot of stuff in high school and stuff, but I would say the one that I remember the most clearly is reading The Bell Jar for the first time. And so I had picked up her journals back in college, as one does, and her poems. I didn't get her poems because I'm not very good with poetry, but and I'd read her journals, the book that I had. So this one is, you know, unabridged. It's not, the one I have is one that was curated by her husband, Ted Hughes. So there's kind of this controversy within those of what he cut out and what he left in. So anyway, I'm kind of curious to read the unabridged ones, and again, it's been, oh God, it's probably been 20 years since I read the other book. So I'd really like to read this and kind of get into it. I saw Becky Ford reading it a little bit here and there, and I'm like, oh, I want that book. So I finally just bought it. And then I had a couple books come in from Book Depository. Most of these are all ones I could have got here in the US. The reason I bought them on Book Depository is because, well, I like the covers better, but mostly it's because they were cheaper to buy there than to go through Amazon or my used bookstore. So that was kind of sad. But I got Labyrinth by Kate Moss. I don't know a whole lot about this because this is one of those books that has been sitting, like I've always wanted to pick it up, but I just haven't. So I know it's a historical fiction one with like 2 timelines, I think. Which again is like one of my favorite things. But this has to do with some book in the Holy Grail in, what, 1209. And then 2005, this woman, another one is figuring out the past and something that happens when they find 2 skeletons somewhere where they probably aren't supposed to be. I'm not sure. Oh, in a forgotten cave. So in France. So it sounds interesting. As I said, I know some people in the past, I know who have read this series. This is the first in the trilogy. I don't remember the name of the trilogy. I don't know if there is a, oh, the Languedoc novels. I don't know, but I'm going to try this one, and I've been wanting to do that for a while. And again, I pick chunksters. Yeah. Oh, and there went the books. I hate that. Sorry. Anyway, then I picked up a couple books. I'm not sure why I did, but I've been like eyeing them because ever since I joined or been watching BookTube, this writer has been one that's been talked about, and I just haven't picked them up. So I just picked up both of her books. So I picked up The People in the Trees by Yana. Oh God, I don't know how to say that name. I can hear it in my head, but it's not coming out. But I also picked up A Little Life. So again, I got both the books because I know they're very different from each other. And I thought, well, maybe one of them I'd like. So I don't know. I picked them up. It's when you're click happy. I can't help it. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know why that name can't come out of my mouth right now. Anyway, sorry. So then the last stack that I have is stuff I bought at Powell's over the last couple of weeks. I went twice. But the first time is when I did the most damage. I had a list of all the books that were on my like Amazon and Book Depository wish list, and I started looking for them at my used bookstore. So I did find, is it 7? Yeah, 7 of them. So that's pretty good, right? Only one of them I probably didn't save any money on because I didn't realize the price on it. I mean, the difference. But other than that, everything I got a lot cheaper. One of them was Anne Rule's Small Sacrifices. This is a true crime book that I read back in the 90s. But it's one of the first ones that I read that I really found fascinating, because again, it takes place in Oregon, and about a mother who shoots her children to pretty much get rid of them so that she doesn't have to deal with them anymore. But it's very much more complex than that and stuff. But anyway, I've been thinking about this book at least in the last few months, and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't have a copy of that. I have another Anne Rule book. I have The Stranger Beside Me, which is the Ted Bundy one, which I've read, and I thought I had another one, but this one, I was like, I don't have a copy of Small Sacrifices, and I realized when I read it, I borrowed it from a friend's mom. So that's why I didn't have it. So I just never got a copy. So I just got a cheap little copy, so at least I have one, so I can reread that. And then I picked up, like, all these books are like, were just on lists of things I've seen on other people's channels, and or I've noticed or found. So this one, I don't even remember, is Untouchable by Makja Anon. And all I remember is that this was supposed to be about India and how a young man, like the different levels of what do you call it, society, like classes, and how, you know, it doesn't matter what he does, he's on the bottom rung, I think. And so so I'm not sure how, I don't remember where I saw this, but I found a copy of it. I'm like, oh cool, that's great. Where am I gonna put these things? They're falling off. I did want to try a Patrick Gale book, so I picked up Notes from an Exhibition. It was the only one I could find at my used bookstore. And this is the one I was looking for right now, because there's another one that's coming out, I think, later this year that or maybe next year, that I wanted something about a cat. I don't remember. But this one has to do with a writer. I think she's a writer, or an artist. She's an artist. And I don't know, something happens and her life is, you know, disintegrating, and something about an attic. I thought there was like, she was left something in the attic or something or other. I'm not sure, actually, now that I think about it. But I'm willing to try it because it just sounded interesting. And that was a horrible description, so I'm sorry, guys. You're going to have to look that up. But I've never read anything by Patrick Gale. He's one of those ones where I just started hearing about from the British booktubers have talked about him every once in a while. And I'm like, I don't even recognize his name. And so I found them. I did get another book by Taiyo Fuji. This is Orbital Cloud. So this is another science fiction book. Trying to think if I remember what this one's about. This one, something about some weapon is targeting the International Space Station, and people are trying to work out what's going on. I don't know. Actually, have no idea. I just bought it because I really liked Gene Mapper. I didn't realize it was so big when I picked it up either, but anyway. Sounds interesting. It's another science fiction. I picked up another book for a Victorian author that I'm like, well, I keep picking up his books, but I have yet to read one. So in Victober, I'm reading Far from the Maddening Crowd, but I picked up Return of the Native by Thomas Hardy just cause, and it was a really cheap copy, and it was a really nice Penguin edition, so I just picked it up. I have like now two or three past the one I'm going to read in Victober. I don't need to keep picking these books up until I know I like him or not. I don't even know. I haven't read it. And then I picked up a Japanese crime fiction one, which is Out by Natsu Kirino. And I've heard about this on and off over the years, and I've seen it on people's bookshelves. And I think this has to do with a woman who kills her husband, her abusive husband, and then her co-workers help her get rid of the body, or help her to cover it up. So I don't know. I'm really interested in this one because, again, I love Japanese fiction, and I haven't read a lot of crime fiction. I have that one, and I still have 6-4 to read, but it's like they're a little intimidating too, but I love Japanese fiction, so I'm going to get to those at some point. And then my last one is kind of, I bought it on a whim because I kept seeing it on people's TBRs for Women in Translation and the Translate-a-thon, and that was The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barberry. So I don't know a whole lot about this. I just know it's about, I think, a girl, and oh, well, it looks like she has a cat, which is nice, but something happens. She's at a hotel, and someone new comes there. So I don't know if it's a girl, a woman who works there, and then the Japanese gentleman who comes to stay. I'm not sure. So I don't know anything about this. I just know a lot of people have liked it, and I saw it at my used bookstore, so I picked it up. So that is my book haul for now. Oh wait, I forgot one. Okay, so I checked my shelves, and I thought I had a really old copy of Sherlock Holmes, and it only has like a quarter of the stories, so it didn't have all of them. It was like the first section. So I went to my used bookstore last night because I have decided to listen to the Steve Fry Sherlock Holmes things because Steve Donoghue is doing like a read along thing. So I went and got this dual set that has all the novels and all the short stories in this little set. So at least now I have all of them, and it's kind of comes like they're kind of cool. So I have those, but now I have them all. Like I never had all of them on my shelf, so that was cool. So now I'm as I said, I'm listening to the audiobook now. Right now I'm just in the first one, but it's The Study in Scarlet, the first novel. So I'm really enjoying listening to those. So, but I have now physical, so I can always go back and read a story if I want to revisit something. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, that's all the books I've bought so far. That's kind of sad because I also know for a fact that I have at least 5 that are coming in the mail from different places, from from like Marketplace or from Book Depository. So, and then I have a couple pre-orders that are coming too. Yes, I'm a book addict. How are you? Anyway, if you guys have read any of these books, let me know which ones you think I should focus on first, because I'm getting to the point where there are so many books that I got so many things I want to read that I can't narrow it down all that well. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.